Man, sound is so interesting. Sound. Like every day we're bombarded by sounds. I want to compare, though, sounds of, say, music compared to reading. I mean, there's benefit to both. There's even some studies that says that we assimilate more when we listen than when we read. You know, maybe not. Maybe some really feel like they learn more when they read. Have really looked too deep into it, but it's interesting because, you know, there's a lot of activities that we can do that we can't do while we're not gonna read while doing it. You can listen to music or edifying program while in the darkness of your room and your eyes are closed. When your eyes are closed, you can't read. Why you taking a shower? Okay, you're gonna bring a book with you and book is getting wet. You're trying to read it, but to listen to something, you can listen to it while you're obviously mowing the lawn, while you're washing dishes, sweeping the floor. I don't think you'll be reading a book while doing those things, but when you listen to something, it's far easier to do that. You're doing daily chores and you're at work. You had an AirPod in, you're listening. You know, you're not gonna be doing a job with a book in your head, you know, at work typically. So the power of sound is amazing. I think how many of us spend a lot of our time listening mostly to music? I'm not against music, but we know music has an impact on us. As you examine the lyrics, especially the lyrics, what is it doing to you? What is it leading you towards? Betterment, destruction, anger, peace, right? Clarity or confusion? And what is the content, even in those songs? Like, man, especially growing up in the ghettos, man, all I heard around me was music, and it typically was the ghetto gangster rap music they typically hear, right? People was playing it while hanging out on the block, smoking weed, bumping in their cars, all the, you know, in their apartments, in their homes, in their jobs, and you know, they have their freedom to do so. But these same people complain about how they're depressed, their baby mama, their baby daddy, their relationships, their spouse, their kids, their finances, how they're broke, and dealing with finances, dealing with relationships. You know what you're gonna need? You need a healthy mind to deal with that, the stresses, right? You know, in a lot of these things, a lot of these songs, music can help. Good music can help you to deal with stress. I mean, studies show, classical music and jazz music and gospel music. I mean, there's melodies, there's lyrics in these songs that can help you reduce your blood pressure. But imagine all the time that you spend. How much time do you spend listening to these songs that you could be listening to something edifying, something that's good for your mind, something that's good for your relationships, something that's good for your financial growth? And these are the things that we complain about on a regular basis. Yet, rather than listening to the programs, the audiobooks that can help us, we're basically always getting entertained by music. Like people they play the same foolish music, not teaching you anything in their jobs. And you go to a store, you're walking around in the store, there's always some music playing. Never anything constructive about that would help us, really truly help us. Hear people in their cars, it's typically music. Typically it's negative music. A lot of, not all of them, but typically. But you don't hear anyone barely playing anything that's edifying. I think most of you will say you've never went to a store on the job, walking in the parking lot, or driving on the street, or just being by a street and hearing somebody playing like a audiobook on intelligence, emotional intelligence, finances, marriage, relationships. You don't hear that. Why? Yet we complain about these things. And I think a lot of us do it because a lot of it is just the way things are. It's what we accept. It's what they're doing, so I'm going to do it. Maybe some of you think about doing it, but you don't want to feel weird and different and out of place. Yet, is their opinion of you more important than your healing? Is their opinion of you better than your betterment? Don't let their opinion of you be better than your betterment. It doesn't matter if they're not doing it. Like me, I'm about to go to the gym, and I got this trust God and chill shirt on. I don't care who I don't care who may look at me weird or talk about me, whatever. If anything, people compliment me when I wear Christian shirts, and and even if it didn't, I'm not doing it for their approval. But people like to see that stand for the light, for righteousness. All I'm saying is, analyze how much time I'm already spending listening to these songs. Is one thing that they're not edifying you at all. And it's another thing if it's just all the time it's music and it's nothing that's teaching you skills, how to cope, how to better process things in your mind, how to better process things in your soul, how to better handle and navigate relationships and marriages and communication and honor and intimacy, and how to handle finances. How do I better deal with these resources that's given me? How do I get more? How do I handle more? How can I get more and give more and save more? How can I do all that? How do I navigate all this in the midst of a life of problems and challenges? All right. So yeah, that's the power. There's a paradigm of just music, all over the world, all over the place. That's just not helping us. All right. And it's a lot of time that's being spent, a lot of time being wasted listening to these songs, but we can listen to something that's actually constructive rather than something that's deconstructive. And just sapping away at our time and peace. And days done, we haven't learned anything beneficial. Our life looks to look the same. One reason because we keep putting all the negative thoughts, the negative sounds that is coming into negative thoughts, and it's not challenging us to change. Or the typical song that people listen to is not challenging us to do better, to look at ourselves within us and challenge us to come out of our comfort zone. It's all about just entertainment, laying back, chilling. But you're not growing. You're not edifying. And I challenge that. Why do we do that? And it's up to you to decide to really say, why do I do that? I know for a fact. I know that this world would be so much better, so much healthier if we did spend more time listening to edifying things that give us revelation and insights and enlightenment on things that we are really doing wrong. All right, y'all. So I challenge y'all to do that. And even with music itself, I'm not against music, but even with your music, to really try to find more healthier music. Spend more time putting even healthy music in your soul. But don't neglect time for good teachings on things that really will help us. All right, because whatever area we are ignorant in, we're going to suffer in. Get the knowledge and assimilate it. All right, y'all. I love you. God bless you. Much love.